There comes a moment in history when the winds shift, when the ground trembles, when the signs appear, harbingers of change. These are not ordinary moments, not chance occurrences. They are signals, divine whispers calling out to those who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. Before transformation takes place, there are always signs, harbingers that signal a shift in destiny. These signs are not random, nor are they without purpose. They come as whispers before the storm, as tremors before the earthquake, as shadows before the dawn. They are the messages written in the fabric of time, revealing that change is near, whether in the course of history, in the rise and fall of nations, or in the journey of a single life. Nothing shifts without warning. But the question is, do we recognize them? Ancient writings, sacred texts, and the chronicles of civilizations all tell the same story. Before the flood, there was a warning. Before the collapse of kingdoms, there were signs. Before deliverance, there was a voice crying out in the wilderness. These harbingers come in different forms, some in the still, small voice within, some in the shaking of the earth, some in the shifting of circumstances that can no longer be ignored. A nation at the brink of change is always given signals. A soul about to step into a new season is always given a sign. But not all who receive the signs recognize them. Some ignore them, dismissing them as coincidence. Some see them and fear what they mean, choosing to stay in their comfort rather than prepare for what is to come. Some recognize them but wait too long, missing the window of opportunity. The harbingers come not only to inform, but to call to action, call to preparation, call to return, or call to awaken. The greatest tragedies occur not when the signs are absent, but when they are ignored. In our lives, these harbingers manifest in different ways. Sometimes they come as disruptions, events that shake us out of complacency. Other times, they come as a deep stirring within, an unease that tells us we cannot remain where we are. They may come through circumstances that seem against us, but are in truth pushing us towards something greater. One may find themselves facing an unexpected loss, a door closing, a season ending. But what seems like an end is often a transition. The breaking of what was often signals the beginning of what is meant to be. The discomfort of change is not a punishment, it is preparation. The breaking is not to destroy, but to remove what no longer serves the future. If we look back on the moments that shaped us, we will see that there were always signs leading up to them. Some we understood immediately, some we only recognized in hindsight, but they were always there. The question is, when the next harbinger appears, will we see it for what it is? Will we act? Will we move? Will we answer the call? Great changes often come through adversity, but within every storm, there is a divine purpose. Crisis is never without meaning. It may seem chaotic, unexpected, or even devastating, but it carries within it the seeds of transformation. The greatest shifts in history, the most profound awakenings, and the most powerful breakthroughs are all birthed from struggle. The fire that burns away the old makes way for the new. The storm that shakes the foundation reveals what is strong enough to remain. What appears to be destruction is often the process of refinement. In every life, crisis comes in different forms. It may be the loss of what once felt secure, the breaking of what seemed unshakable, or the sudden closing of a door that was once open. The natural response is to resist, to fear, to question why such things must happen. But those who have eyes to see recognize that within the hardship there is a message. A crisis forces movement. It strips away illusions. It brings to light what was hidden. It compels change where there was stagnation. Throughout history, civilizations have risen and fallen, and in their moments of greatest turmoil, they faced a choice: to resist the change and be overcome by it, or to embrace the shift and be transformed. The same is true in personal journeys. Those who refuse to see the opportunity within adversity become trapped in it. But those who seek meaning in the storm find strength they never knew they had. The breaking of the old is often the only way to step into the new. There are moments when everything familiar begins to shake. What was once certain is no longer stable. Plans crumble, expectations go unfulfilled, and the world no longer looks the way it did before. These moments are painful, but they are also powerful. They create openings that never would have existed otherwise. They force growth that comfort never could. The greatest victories are born in the aftermath of struggle. The strongest souls are forged in the fires of adversity. It is in crisis that the deepest questions arise. Who are we when everything we relied on is gone? What do we truly believe when we are tested? What truly matters when all distractions are removed? The answers to these questions shape the next chapter. If crisis is resisted, it becomes a force of destruction. If it is embraced, it becomes the turning point to something greater. The storm does not come to destroy, but to reveal. It is in the struggle that purpose is refined. It is in the breaking that renewal begins. The crisis is not the end of the story, but the beginning of something new. Those who endure the storm with eyes open will emerge transformed, stronger, and ready to step into the destiny that awaits beyond the trial. Change requires awakening, seeing beyond the surface and understanding the deeper meaning of events. Most people go through life unaware of the signs around them, trapped in the routine of daily existence, responding only to what is visible. But transformation does not begin with what is seen, it begins with what is perceived. To awaken is to look beyond circumstances and recognize the hand of something greater at work. It is to see beyond the present moment and understand that every event, every challenge, and every shift carries a deeper significance. There are moments when the familiar world begins to shift, when what was once normal no longer makes sense. These moments are not accidents, they are calls to wake up. The comfortable patterns of life lull people into a false sense of security. But when the ground begins to shake, when the things once relied upon begin to break, it is an invitation to see what was previously hidden. Those who remain asleep will resist, seeking to return to what was. Those who open their eyes will recognize that change is not just happening around them, it is calling them forward. Every great movement, every turning point in history began with an awakening. The world does not shift because people passively accept what is. It shifts when individuals awaken to what could be. The greatest breakthroughs come not to those who wait, but to those who see beyond what is in front of them. To awaken is to become aware of the deeper patterns, to recognize that nothing is random, that every event is part of a larger design. It is to listen to the whispers of destiny rather than the noise of distraction. The challenge is that awakening is often uncomfortable. It requires seeing things as they truly are, not as they were assumed to be. It requires letting go of illusions, questioning beliefs that were once unshakable, and embracing a truth that may demand change. Many choose to remain in the comfort of the familiar rather than step into the unknown. But those who dare to wake up find themselves stepping into a greater purpose. There is a reason why some seem to rise above circumstances while others remain stuck. It is not because one is given more opportunities than the other, but because one has chosen to see what the other has ignored. Opportunities for change exist all around, but only those who are awake recognize them. The same storm that destroys one can be the wind that lifts another. The same crisis that leaves some broken can be the force that awakens others to their true calling. An awakening is not simply a realization, it is an invitation. It is the moment when vision becomes clear, when what was once hidden comes into focus. Those who awaken do not just see the change, they become part of it. They recognize that they were never meant to merely exist, but to step into a greater purpose, to move with the shifts of destiny, and to embrace the transformation that has been calling them all along. Every great change requires a choice. The signs may be clear, the harbingers may appear, the awakening may take place, but nothing shifts until a decision is made. The path of transformation does not come automatically. It comes through action. To see the signs and do nothing is to let the moment pass. To recognize the calling and remain still is to choose stagnation over growth. Every destiny hinges on a single truth. Will you move forward or will you stay where you are? Choice is the dividing line between those who step into purpose and those who remain bound by circumstances. Throughout history, those who shaped the world were not those who merely saw the need for change, but those who acted upon it. They were not always the strongest, the most skilled, or the most prepared, but they were the ones who made a decision and refuse to turn back. The difference between transformation and remaining the same is not opportunity, not talent, not resources. It is the willingness to decide. The challenge is that choice requires risk. To step into the unknown is to leave behind the security of what is familiar. It is to face uncertainty, to confront fear, and to move without knowing the full outcome. But to refuse to choose is to remain trapped. Nothing new can be birthed without first letting go of the old. No breakthrough can come without first taking the step. The greatest moments of destiny are not revealed in comfort but in courage. Many stand at the edge of transformation, waiting for a sign that guarantees success, a confirmation that there will be no failure, no struggle, no hardship. But such a sign never comes. Every calling requires a leap. The waters do not part until the step is taken. The door does not open until it is knocked upon. The path does not appear until faith moves forward. The illusion is that certainty must come before action, but in truth, action is what brings clarity. The choice must be made first. It is not enough to hope for change, to desire transformation, to dream of something greater. The decision must be made. The commitment must be sealed. Those who change their lives are not those who merely wish for it, but those who decide fully, without hesitation, without retreat. They burn the bridges behind them, leaving no path back to the life they once knew. They do not wait for the perfect moment, for the perfect conditions, for the perfect alignment. They understand that the perfect time is now. The weight of choice is heavy, but the cost of inaction is far greater. The risk of stepping forward is real, but the consequence of remaining still is undeniable. The signs have been given, the awakening has taken place, and the moment of decision has come. Those who choose will walk into a destiny greater than they imagined. Those who refuse will remain exactly where they are, forever wondering what could have been. Once the choice is made, action must follow. A decision without movement is powerless. An intention without steps is meaningless. Transformation is not an idea, nor is it a wish. It is the result of taking steps forward, even when the path is uncertain. Many hear the call, many recognize the signs, and many even decide that change is necessary. But only those who act will see the promise fulfilled. Without action, dreams remain distant, breakthroughs remain locked, and destinies remain unrealized. The greatest shifts in life are not born in the mind alone, but in the steps taken towards something greater. To act is to move beyond fear. The greatest enemy of action is hesitation. The mind seeks to delay, to analyze, to wait for a more convenient time, but there is no perfect time. There is no moment when all fears vanish, when all obstacles disappear, when all circumstances align. Action must be taken in the midst of uncertainty, in the presence of fear, and in the face of opposition. Those who wait for fear to leave will never move. Those who act despite fear will see the fear diminish. The only way to overcome hesitation is through movement. Action is not about having every answer in place. It is about taking the first step. The greatest journeys began with a single move forward. The most extraordinary accomplishments did not happen overnight, but were built on the foundation of consistent action. Progress is not about speed, but about persistence. The door does not open with one knock, but with continuous knocking. The mountain is not moved in an instant, but through steady, unwavering effort. The world does not respond to intention alone. It responds to action. A seed does not grow because someone wishes it to. It grows because it is planted, watered, and nurtured. A vision does not come to life because it is imagined. It comes to life because it is pursued. Those who move forward, even in small steps, set a force in motion. Each action builds upon the last, and soon what once seemed impossible begins to take shape. Opposition will arise. The moment action begins, resistance appears. Doubts will whisper, challenges will come, and obstacles will stand in the way. But obstacles are not signs to stop. They are tests to prove commitment. Every great achievement has been met with struggle. Every breakthrough has required persistence. The difference between those who reach their destiny and those who fall short is not the absence of struggle, but the refusal to surrender to it. The vision is waiting, the transformation is ready. But it will not come through waiting, through wishing, through hoping. It will only come through action. Those who rise are those who step forward, who refuse to remain where they are, who understand that movement is the bridge between what is and what could be. The call has been given, the decision has been made, and now the step must be taken. The harbinger of change has come. The signs have been revealed. The awakening has taken place. The choice has been set before you, and the time for action is now. Transformation does not wait for permission. It moves through those who are bold enough to step forward. Do not remain in hesitation. Do not look back, and do not let fear keep you bound. You were not meant to stay where you are, but to rise, to walk in destiny, and to embrace the path before you. The moment is here. The call has been given. Now take the step.